amazing viewers, a pleasant evening to you all. Welcome to my channel. Following the outburst between the governor of Anambra State, Soludo, and of course, the petitioned lawmaker, that's the person of Honorable Bernard Abuchi, Nigerians are debating, the mental state of Soludo on social media space. Now, this whole talk about Soludo suspicion of being mentally unstable, was raised by a prominent figure on social media space. He questioned the stability of Soludo following, the actions and, unnecessary bitterness being displayed by the governor of Anambra State. Now, the thing is, when you look at the actions of Soludo, you get to wonder if that's how a professor, in quote, is actually supposed to behave. I think for a person of Soludo with that level of education, there is much more that is expected. We can even try to pardon those, who went to forge certificate and all that, but not for someone who actually, saw the four walls of a tertiary institution, passed through the years and got to the point where people now address him as a professor, and then you see him behaving in a manner that is that is super annoying. And I tell you the truth, I don't blame people who are reacting to it. Even some people who are from the Anambra State, they have even come out to say, no, we don't think all is well with Soludo and all that. So I'm going to read out, how, people have really come for Soludo, I get social media reactions to this effect. Now, do you think Soludo is really, really unstable? Going by his actions and some other, inactions and all that, do you think all is well with Soludo as being alleged by social media users? Now, before I get to read that, take social media reactions, let me first of all show us this video where the Sultan of Sokoto has really, really come for the Nigerian judiciary. He was speaking at the ongoing MBA conference in Enugu. So I'm going to just show you this video and then we'll be back.
This is spot on. Today, justice is increasingly becoming purchasable commodity and the poor are becoming victims of miscarriage of justice, while the rich commit all matters of crime and walk the streets scot-free. That by this theme, you are resolving to stand out and tall on the scale of justice is certainly highly commendable. In other words, you are resolving to uphold the highest principles of the rule of law, precisely to ensure that everyone, including those in power, are subject to and accountable under the law, and that the law is applied fairly and equally, so that no one operates above the law. If you are able to do this, you would have addressed the core of the crisis of governance in this country.
In all honesty, Nigeria is one of the African countries, where justice is highly purchasable. And I tell you, it is just for the rich. It is just for the rich. Whether you are in government or you are not in government, it is for the rich. I have seen several cases where ordinarily in other nations, you would go scot-free. And then 1 minute, you just see the person, surprisingly, the person will be moving freely. In some cases, if Judge A sentenced the person to prison, maybe Judge B will even release the person. We have seen cases like this in Nigeria. We have seen cases like this. I can still remember vividly the one of a medical doctor that was, allegedly, was sentenced to, I think, life imprisonment, allegedly over, sexual assault. And then boom, early this year, I think, the next thing is he's roaming free. So automatically, justice in Nigeria is for those who are connected and those who have the money. And tell me, how can we move forward as a nation? The judiciary, you know, they are no longer playing their role. They are not playing it. APC will go and buy judgment. And the most annoying part of it is that the judiciary, in their judgment, don't even know that they appear ridiculous. All in the name of trying to, you know, give justice or sell justice to the highest bidder. If you look at the case of the Edo Election Petition Tribunal, the judgment, you go even laugh tire. Even with the evidence presented before them and they agreed to the fact that there was overvoting, okay, you are still asking the people again to prove or to bring. What else do you want them to bring to prove when you have actually admitted? And then when you go through the judgment, you just see that, okay, these people, they are just embarrassing themselves. Under the APC administration, you know, justice has become highly purchasable. You get the money. If you have it, you are good to go. If you don't have it, then you're on your own. Under the APC Tinubu-led administration, you can go to court. Even only Tinubu own self. You can go to court, withdraw this thing today, file another suit today, withdraw another one. Look at the case of River State. Look, even with some indigenes of River State dragging Tinubu, how far with the case? And because they have reduced themselves to this point, even when they try to give the right ruling, oh, nobody obeys. Nobody. These individuals don't comply because they feel like, okay, we are above the law. And tell me, who should we blame? The judiciary that has failed to do its job judiciously, or the ones that go meet the judiciary? Those people, they're not going to respect judiciary. Now, after all, I pay you. I paid to get this judgment. So why would they want to listen to you? Why would they listen to you? We have a long way to go. You see, the problem is that even when some people will come and tell them the truth to their faces during all this conference, they will still go back. 90%, or if not more than 90% of them, will still go and show how much of a disgrace they are to that profession. Kai, if we can have it right with our judiciary, our security agencies, and INEC, I think we have solved that problem. If we can have it right with these three institutions, I think we have solved it right. It's good that they made them know that, okay, justice in Nigeria now something that way they buy you. All thanks to the APC. In this Tinubu administration, there is nothing we have not seen. There is nothing. From the arraignment of minors in court to, which one again? Which one we will never see? What have we not seen? If the judiciary like, let them keep messing themselves up. The day Nigerians will be ready, plus them, plus the APC, plus all the evil politicians, their body go tell them. For now, they can keep, you know, fooling themselves, disgracing the nation. What a shame. Thank you so much. Please do leave your opinion in the comment section. Now let me read out part of what, you know, has been reported about, you know, Soludo. People suggesting that probably he's not okay upstairs. And then, of course, take people's reaction to this effect before we come back to wrap this up.
Chief Nwachine Melu, a prominent voice on social media, has accused Anambra State Governor Professor Charles Soludo of suffering from a mental health problem, saying his behavior reflects deep instability and poor governance. In a post on his official X account on Saturday, the commentator said the former Central Bank of Nigeria governor had failed woefully in managing Anambra. I have come to the conclusion that Professor Charles Soludo has a mental health problem, Nwachine Melu wrote. His behavior suggests a pattern of actions that might be indicative of underlying mental health issues or instability. It is not ordinary for a professor of economics to be in charge of Anambra State, and the state is falling apart. Ifa Baraka. The statement immediately drew strong reactions from Nigerians online, with many echoing his concerns. One user at V Okonkwo wrote, "Yeah, you are absolutely on point. I don't think anything else can justify his mediocre performance as governor of Anambra State aside from mental health challenges." Another at Jiro Agiotho said, "My brother, I believe you. The man is a disappointment. I remember many years ago when, as the CBN governor, he reintroduced the use of coins that did not see the light of day." Others, however, disagreed, arguing that Soludo is deliberately mismanaging the state. The shares V Interiors posted, "He is not mentally anything. He's sane and knows exactly what he's doing. I really hope he doesn't get that second term. But who am I when him and Tinubu have other plans? God help on the Anambra." Meanwhile, concerns over Soludo's health and leadership are not new. 2 days earlier, education advocate Alex Onye had raised a similar alarm. "What is happening to Soludo? I don't think he is okay. This is not the Professor Soludo of CBN," Onye posted. Now, let me also take other social media reactions. 46 saying, "Have been wondering what suddenly gone wrong with him. I don't know Soludo with such behavior, sudden manner loss, sudden bitterness and tout speech. It's obvious mental issues is playing in or Kamado." And then we have Voice of Conscience saying, "Many of us from Anambra State strongly believe that Soludo is battling with some mental issues, judging from his strange behaviors, unprocessed utterances and statements. Anambra State has become the unsafest state in the region under his watch." And then we have Hash Today in History saying, "He left governance to be dragging Peter Obi every Eke market day. Can a normal human being behave like that?" Desmond saying, "He is my state governor, yet his actions are far from normal. His conduct suggests instability and certainly not the comportment expected from a professor." And then we have Buchi Strategy saying, "I thought I was the only person that observed it." We have Probe Nigeria saying, "Nigeria as a country has a professorial problem. This one is in Anambra, another in INEC, yet another has a Nobel Prize. The list goes on. They are all professors." Probe Nigeria saying, "Professor doesn't automatically say that the person accorded that honor has common sense." Mr. Ikenna saying, "This is journalism. Sit him up." And then we have Obiano one saying, "I thought it's in their lineage. His son is like him with same mental problem. Dancing online with full grown hair and nakedness is a sign of madness. Our people need urgent attention." No room for peace saying, "Now that professor wey him dey answer the verse papers." Stephen saying, "Soludo isn't just my governor, but from same local government in Anambra State. Unfortunately, I still consider him an unstable fellow going by his many unprovoked outbursts."
Personally, I do not think Soludo has mental challenges. That's why, we see all these outbursts and then we see him underperforming. I think it's just Soludo's personality. He's just him being himself. He's mentally okay. I believe he's mentally okay. He's just someone who feels I don't owe my people anything. Because if he sure do know that he owns the people of Anambra State good governance, Soludo will be performing. Soludo will be performing. He's professor of economics. No be waiting go guarantee says Soludo supposed perform. Soludo is not performing. It's simply because it is Soludo that don't want to perform. Yes, it is Soludo that don't want to perform. This man, everybody's just seeing his true color. I believe this is just how he's been. I believe he has always been like this. Maybe we did not see it on camera because, you know, there was nothing really much to focus on him aside from when he was the CBN governor. So it's only when he's talking about all these things we will just see. So at that time, he will not be number one person. Right now, we don't see him. He's the old, I'm the number one. There are people who never saw the four walls of universities, but they even tried as much as they can to perform. I think it's the heart. If you have that willingness to really work for your people, not about whether you read economics or you don't read economics. Somebody else might just have the O level and then contest, win soludo, and perform excellently well. And that's because that person wants to perform. So this person will make sure that, okay, the people around me will be people who are educated and will be able to bring things. But soludo is not thinking in that direction. Soludo is just someone who is after himself for God knows what reason. And you can see that there's a lot of bitterness, anger in him, envy over someone who is not even paying attention to you. Soludo, there's just something about him, and I feel it's him. The traits, the character, whatever he's displaying, and the underperformance is inbuilt. If he won't work, he go work. If you won't work, yes, people might feel this way because a lot of people expect that, okay, since this man is a professor in economics, he's actually supposed to perform excellently. But so far so good, he has been a disappointment. So they are just questioning that professorship that he has. But I believe he's mentally okay. The whole, you know, uncouth behavior and, attack on Peter Obi, that's just envy. The one of him not performing in Anambra City, that's him not wanting to perform. Anybody who won't perform, could perform. I believe that he's okay. It is just him displaying his true nature. Thank God, say Anambra people don't see him. And you can see the Agbero character for someone who is a professor. Yet, Soludo has the temerity to mock others that want to contest for governorship election. He thinks it's by professorship. He should even be more ashamed that even with the professorship, he like the sons and daughters of Anambra, see him as a failure. Where you go even worse past now, if another person take over in this upcoming election, and the person doesn't have the qualification that Soludo has, and is performing, that's when the sons and daughters of Anambra State will finish Soludo totally. This one, they are finishing him on social media space this small. I saw a headline where, the youth came to warn him about the insult he's dishing out on Peter Obi. Peter Obi no get in time. Peter Obi doesn't have his time. The day he makes Anambra Dubai Taiwan like he promised, maybe that's when Peter Obi will have his time. But I doubt so, because Peter Obi rarely even have time to discuss anybody. He rarely have time to start discussing what Soludo said or what Showore said about him. To him, it's almost like these things, these people, they are invisible to him. They are talking about them is really, really inconsequential. Soludo is being Soludo. That's just what he's doing. I believe he's mentally okay. He's just being wicked, selfish, self-centered, power obsessed, which is just a threat inbuilt in Soludo. Thank you so much for watching. Please do leave your opinion in the comment section. Kindly subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Click on the bell icon. The moment you subscribe, that's where you get to know as soon as I publish video. Thank you guys for the love. Thank you so much for the immense support. I am super grateful. God bless you richly. Do enjoy the rest of your evening, and see you guys in my other videos.